Think of your app like a cookie jar. Your mom only allows you to take 5 cookies per hour. The counting starts when you eat your first cookie. If you reach out for the 6th one, your mom will catch you and put the cookie jar onto the top shelf where you can't reach it, and won't put it back until the 1 hour ends. This means you got rate limited. Now let's see how this works in an Express application. Alright, here's a basic Express server that responds with the hello world message. Now in order to add rate limiting, I'm going to install the most popular rate limiter for Express projects. It's called Express Rate Limit. Once it's installed, I'll walk you through some of the basic configuration options and show you how to apply it to your routes. In the terminal, I'm going to write npm I express rate limit. Hit enter, and once it's installed, I'm going to import the rate limit function to my project. So import rate limit from Express rate limit. Under the port, I'm going to create a new variable called limiter. So const limiter. You can name it anything you want, and call the rate limit function inside this. Now if you are in a hurry and you don't want to deal with all the configuration options, you can just add this limiter as a middleware to a specific endpoint, like this. Or, to protect your entire app, add it globally using app.use limiter, like this. App.use limiter. For this tutorial, I'm gonna use the global limiter, so let's just delete this middleware here. Without any custom settings, the limiter allows 5 requests every minute. So if I run the app now and refresh the page 6 times, you will see the default rate limiting message appear. So let's test it by npm run dev, running our application, and go into the browser, and let's open application. So you can see the hello world text appears. This is our first request, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th one. Too many requests, please try again later. So this is the default message if you are exceeding the limiting. Now let's head back to the code, and I'll show you the basic configuration options you can set for your rate limiter. So here at the rate limit function, I'm gonna open a new curly brace and start with our first option, which is windowMs. This defines the time window for the rate limit. The window starts when the first request is made. It's usually written in milliseconds, like 60 times 1000, which means 1 minute, but you can also write 60,000 like this. But using math operations just makes it more readable, so use it like this. How long this window should be depends on your application. For most simple APIs, 1 minute is a good starting point, and there is no single correct value for this. Shorter windows are obviously more stricter, longer windows are more forgiving, so to say. For a beginner setup, 1 minute is a safe and common choice, and basically that's why it's defaulted to 1 minute as well. So yeah. The next one is limit, which will also take a number like 5 or 10. In this case, let's go with 5. This defines how many requests are allowed within the time window we just set. So in this example, it means a user or IP can make 5 requests during that time window. And just like windowMs, the value for limit depends on your application. Smaller numbers are stricter, larger numbers are more loose. For a basic demo or a small API, 5 to 10 requests per window is a reasonable starting point. Sensitive routes like authentication routes usually have lower limits, while public endpoints can allow more requests. The next one is message. When someone goes over the limit, Express sends back an error response, And the message option lets you control what this message should be. As you saw before, this also has a default value, which was too many requests, please try again later. For a basic setup, a simple message like this is enough. In real applications, you might return JSON object instead. The two final options that I want to show you in this video are standard headers and legacy headers. Both of those will take a boolean value. So let's start with standard headers. If standard headers are set to true, Express will include rate limiting information in the response header. And these headers can help clients understand how close they are to the limit, and they're also pretty useful for debugging and testing. And beside standard headers, legacy headers are usually set to false, because they control older deprecated rate limiting headers, and setting it to false will keep your response clean and modern. So let's check how these headers look. Let's start our application, and here at the terminal, click here and open a new git bash window, terminal, and write curl I http / localhost 3000, and if I scroll up, you can see the rate limit is set to 5. Since I made a request, the remaining is 4 requests, and the rate limit resets at 1 minute. So if I make another request, you can see the remaining is only 3. The rate limit resets 38 seconds. So this setup limits each IP address to 5 requests per minute, returns a simple error message when the limit is exceeded, and also includes helpful rate limit info in the response headers. In a more advanced video, I will go deeper and share practical tips and tricks for real-world applications. See you later. Over and out.